Hello, my name is Josh Barnett. We are in our week 6 lab. This week we're going to make a video of what's called a pasta rocket. We have a mason jar that is filled about 3/4 of the way full with hydrogen peroxide. You can get it in any store. We have some active dry yeast. I just have it poured out in a bowl and a teaspoon to measure it with. And also you'll have to have a mason jar lid with a small hole poked in the top of it. And you don't actually use the screw-on part, you just use the lid with the rubber gasket just to make a seal on this when we add the components together. And we also have you have to have some kind of pasta with a hole through it, and I chose a ziti noodle. That's what most of the videos I watched what they used, so that's sort of what we used to make the video. And we also have a lighter. You have to light the top of the noodle once those components go together. So what we do is the hydrogen peroxide, it goes in the jar, and that's once you add the dry yeast into the peroxide, the two chemicals react and form oxygen, and they start to build up a pressure, and it pushes out the little hole in the jar and all that oxygen. And once you light that, it sort of makes like a strong stream of oxygen, which we know we have to have oxygen to make fire, so it just serves as a small little rocket. It's kind of the same concept as like a combustible car engine. You gotta have fire and oxygen to make that power. So that's what we're going to do, and we're going to go ahead and do the experiment. The peroxide and the yeast, once you put those together, they cause the oxygen to be released. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a teaspoon of that in there. It immediately starts bubbling. So what we'll do is put that lid on there. You can just give it a little shake to make it start reacting faster. You put your noodle on there. My lighter, it's about out of fuel. And you light that noodle. And once it's lit, it starts burning down the inside. And once that pressure starts building up faster, I don't know if you can hear it or see it, but it's making like a blue flame, and the farther it goes down that noodle, the stronger that rocket power gets. So there we go. So that's essentially and as you can see, it gets very hot. So once those react and makes all that pressure, and you can see it made a black hole in the lid. So, and once you take that lid off there, it really starts to react. So, but that was actually a pretty good one. I've tried it a couple times. Sometimes the noodle just burns, But that one right there is probably the best one I've seen. That made a really tall flame and worked really well. So that is our experiment for this time, and it worked well. So like I said, the peroxide and the yeast cause a really strong oxygen to be released. Once that oxygen pushed through that flame through the ziti noodle, it causes a rocket type effect. So thanks for watching, and see you next week.